Seriously, that is an adorable kid.
Hello, everybody. This is Transformers and Such podcast, and this is episode 16, I believe. So this is the first time we are doing a live stream, or attempting to. So please forgive our many mistakes. And this is also the first time we're doing a theme of Thundercats, which is something we've wanted to do for a while. So with me on the panel, we have Mike Case.
That's me.
That's you.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit, Mike, about your channel and what's going on right now.
What's going on with my channel?
Yep.
I just broke 1,500 subscribers, which I have no idea how or why it stopped. What are you doing with your life? I do a lot of unboxings. I also talk about Transformers and Star Wars stuff. And more importantly, I do sort of a monthly show with my friend Zach, who sadly couldn't be here. But just picture a beautiful, long-haired, blonde man, and that's what he looks like. We do bots and shots, where we talk about Transformers while getting very drunk in the process.
It's a fantastic show.
Thank you. I'm glad that people like it besides us, but really the only people that matter if like it to us are us. So if we like it, that's what we'll keep it going. The fact that other people also like it helps.
That's a bonus. Excellent. And what's your mascot today, Mike?
I have this 6-inch Michelangelo action figure. I wanted to pick something Thundercats, but I actually realized I don't own anything Thundercats right now. I have no idea what happened to my very old figures, and I never got into that 2012 reboot, and I wasn't cool enough to buy anything from the new Maddie Collector's series. So I'm hoping Series 7 kind of does something with those. In the meantime, I've got my favorite Ninja Turtle, and that's Michelangelo here.
Fantastic. Good stuff. So
thank you.
Over to All in a Blur. And I think your camera's going to come up. I don't know if it is. It seems to be not working for me.
Am I frozen?
Camera working? Yeah.
It's here. I'm here.
You are.
Fair enough. Well,
Do somebody else.
Okay, we'll come back around. So, Pex, over to you.
Oh, yeah, me.
So, Pex, you've grown younger.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
I see you have your lovely mascot.
I brought several mascots. This is one of them. This is the cutest of all the mascots that I could possibly.
I think legally speaking, that's true.
Yeah.
We don't tell a lie, do we? Although you are showing your finger till it's gone red. Knock it off. Crazy baby. Yeah, I occasionally make videos. Usually.
Do an unboxing video for that one?
No. Didn't do an unboxing for this one. The package it came in was rather damaged, so.
Oh, that was below the belt.
That's one way of putting it.
Oh.
But I occasionally do videos. I even put up one this week, in fact. I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege with my friends again, and so I put up a highlights clip from me and their fun times on that game. And we will see what the new year brings in me actually doing stuff.
Fantastic.
Just there.
Good stuff.
Obey.
So over to the Monolith. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. About halfway through the first one.
Yeah. Well, this is actually my mascot. I wasn't able to find my Lion-O figure, but you know how very proud I am of that. I tracked this down. So quite ecstatic about the superpowers.
That's amazing.
It is.
I'm very jealous.
Got it for an absolute steal, and it's in mint condition. You know, just fantastic condition. All accessories, nothing broken. Just start to finish, fantastic. Like if you take a look, even all the decals and everything, still just pristine.
Damn. That is nice. Nothing broken apart from the seller's heart.
Yeah. As for what else I've been up to, well, still kind of dragging my ass on getting started on starting my YouTube channel. Still playing around with different ideas as to what I want the thing to be about and encompass a few other odds and ends. But yeah, just having lots of fun in general, dealing with wrestling, stuff like that.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Is your YouTube channel Monolith? The Monolith?
I'm going to be looking at getting it started. Like I said, I've been dragging my ass on this, and
like a dog? Like
yeah, pretty much. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's quite relieving how much that can
Therapeutic.
I'm not
incredibly.
I was gonna subscribe to you. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel, and then I find out you don't. But then I got confused by the dog thing.
You know, I might entirely try to do that for a first episode. Okay?
I'll watch and like and subscribe.
Yep.
Fantastic.
And don't forget to share.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'm sure, you know, we have a lot of support with the Transformers community here, and I'd like to do that, but I'm also looking at doing more of movie, television stuff as well, projections, and just trying to figure out a format and schedule that I'd like to be able to work with for doing this that fits in with my schedule that I already have.
That's tough. That's the tough part.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
especially
awesome.
Being with in the wrestling industry, it's sketchy as to the time available.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you an actual wrestler?
Yeah.
Is that your name, the Monolith?
Yeah, my current one. Yeah. If you saw the post that I did, listing who was talking today, that is actually one of my promo pictures. That's me in that outfit.
Oh, I thought that was just someone that kind of looked like you. That was sexy. I'm like super straight, but that was sexy.
Yeah, no, that is actually me. That's my ring entrance gear, mask, and whatnot. And yeah, I go by the name Monolith. I've done a few different wrestling names over the years. I've been, as Chris and a few others know here, I've been performing since the early '90s. So
today I learned.
So that's why I have been taking some time to try to figure out what direction I want to take that YouTube channel, because I'm going to be incorporating and using that character in a different medium than I have before. So,
like Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, you might hear the occasional cussing today, because my girlfriend, the Wild Chuchi, she has the Wii U now, and
is that her wrestling name?
No, that is her all-encompassing moniker. And she has Super Mario Maker on the Wii U, so brand new today, and I got a pretty good squeal for that one. So if you hear some occasional cussing, that's what it is.
Excellent. Oh, what was that?
More or less her just kind of getting comfy and getting set up with the Wii U pad and going nuts. And
This is where I'm staying for the night.
well, sadly, we've been sick the entire last week here. Really, really horrible stomach flu has been going around, and we're finally just recovering from it. So I woke up my girlfriend this morning after luckily finding a Wii U, because I've been searching for months now, along with that NES Mini. We've been trying to find it.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just been so frustrating because Nintendo's recalled all the Wii U's or I don't know if they recalled them or just discontinued them.
Well, they
But
just
there's-
announced Switch.
Yeah, well, I know they're doing the Switch, but they discontinued the Wii U, and I think they recalled what was on the shelves. I'm not sure. But the only way to get one now is used. There's no brand new units available anywhere that we can.
Interesting.
So now that she has this, because she's not a big gamer, I got her a Nintendo 3DS and the 3DS XL, and we play Tetris and Super Mario on that and Mario Kart. But she saw this. We were at the TRU when I was doing a TF run, and she saw the Super Mario Maker, and she's like, "I must have this." So now she does, and as you can see,
No!
Hi.
Put it away! Put it away!
yeah. So she's not too happy about me showing her.
Well, I just woke up. My hair's a mess.
Yeah, she's talking about her hair being a mess and it's fire engine red.
Tell her we couldn't see it from this distance.
Yeah, it looked like a big dark blur. It was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're saying it was just a big dark blur and it's fine. They couldn't see you really.
Just the hair.
Very red hair.
Yeah, just a shadow
Yeah.
with a red dot in the center of it.
Woo!
So, like I said, yeah. So, all in a blur, do you have your mascot happening?
Yeah, I do. Well, I have two because they came as a pair.
The camera's working again, so that's good.
Yay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well, I have two.
I had a feeling you'd do those.
Yeah, I kind of had to. It had to happen. Because, Thundercats. And I don't have any of the Thundercats.
Fuck me.
And then, yeah, these are awesome.
So, would we like to look at some of the questions from the forum?
Are we done? Did Chris do his mascot? Did
No.
Nat finish?
I have super firepower.
No, I'm happy with these because they're awesome. Look at the
Yeah.
faces.
What's your scale out of 10? Give me a rating. I need to know.
If I'm going to say 8 because his hand, he doesn't hold this smoke. It's really big though, so
It's
I'm
really
gonna,
hard to hold smoke. Have you ever tried to hold smoke before? You
Oh,
gotta give him something.
it's like unless he holds it like that, and then it's really weird. But you try and put it as he doesn't hold it up very well. It's quite heavy. His arm
It's
doesn't
heavy
want to
smoke.
hold it. Heavy smoke, yeah. So that's a shame. But I love these. They're amazing. They are amazing.
Now those were a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Am I right?
I think so.
I'm just saying that because I happen to be from San Diego and I was at that Comic-Con.
Ah,
Throwing that out there.
Wait, you live in San Diego and go to Comic-Con?
Yeah, I live in San Diego. It's like a 5-minute drive from where I live.
Fantastic, because next time you're going, might have to send you a few bucks and you get.
Yeah, here's the problem with that. It's like an all-day wait in line to buy that stuff. So
I don't care. You sacrifice, okay?
like, dude, it's crazy. Like I remember the days we go to Comic-Con and you just buy a ticket and go into Comic-Con, no problem. But as soon as Twilight hit in 2008, like Comic-Con just got nuts. You had to buy a ticket.
Oh, that's just
the year
another reason
before.
to hate Twilight.
You have to wait in line all day to go to something you want to see. It's nuts.
Yeah, no.
Twilight.
What I'm talking about is exclusive. Some figures there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so we'll have to touch base on that and.
Okay. Well, next
and-
June or July when it happens, we'll talk.
Yeah, I'll send you money. You get me stuff. Okay.
Okay. If not me, I know someone that will go.
I don't care as long as I get my TF crack, okay?
Your plastic crack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Chris, do you have a
Well, I'm
mascot?
going to show you my mascot.
Is it your dick?
Yeah,
I've always wanted to see it.
seen it.
It's less impressive than you're imagining.
Don't shadow this for me.
Well, you know, false
I
advertising.
think everyone on the cast has seen it, so
Apparently, apart from
I'm
Mike.
gonna write a passage to BNTF and such.
it's all part of the initiation. But here's Lino. This is my mascot. So he's really awesome. And I think I can easily say the best Lino I've ever had. The accessories for this guy really make him. He's fantastic. So I did a short review just to show him for those that want the details. But yeah, that's my little mascot. Although, for those that have been looking at lucky stroke greedy hoarding and had a massive haul arrival all land today, which I wasn't expecting it all to come at once.
Who had to keep going to the door, Chris?
Sorry?
Was that all in one shipment? That picture?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
crazy.
no, not quite.
Well, it was not all in one shipment. I think the two big boxes came together. Then a little bit after, one of the other boxes came, and then another box came after lunch.
But it all came in one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
And the day before, well, yesterday, I picked up the post. It was Fans Toys 16 Sovereign. So I was like, wow, I haven't even really messed with it yet. I put it up on the shelf and it looks great. You know, but I haven't even touched it yet. And been worked so busy. I just, be stuck with that. And then all this stuff landed today. I haven't even opened a single box.
How do you choose what to play with when? Because I've had this Power Master Optimus Prime for like a month, and I just haven't had a chance to open it yet. How do you even choose?
I don't know. I mean, that's the haul. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
That's like 12-year-old Mike's wet dream right there.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 34-year-old Mike's wet dream right there.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's like I said, I haven't opened any of that yet. I've got I think one of them's fell off actually. Panthros fell off the edge here. So that's the new Panthro that will go with my Lino here. So yeah, pretty happy with that.
I see.
Yeah.
Mike has the old. Oh, he has old Lino and old Panthro.
Ah, that's awesome.
It actually looks like Panthros taking Lino from behind.
Yeah.
who's
Well,
a good kitty? Who's a good kitty?
that was his main function in the show.
TF&S fanfic right there.
I also have one of the original figures just here. This is the Mumra. And I don't know if you guys will have this.
At least we know Lionel's good for something.
His action feature still works.
Oh yeah, and he's whacking something.
There you go. This guy can do it too.
That guy looks like he's running away. That guy looks like
Well,
he's
he was
running
mostly.
away.
He mostly was
Mumra is running away from wanking.
That's a Bukaki move.
Come here, Mumra!
And he's got the little feature on the back where you plug that red battery thing in and his eyes light up. So,
Same.
yeah.
Look at my
Where's
short shorts.
evil from anyway?
It's pretty cool stuff. The toys were solid though back in those days. The original Thundercat toys.
Yeah.
I thought it was a solid line.
Really, really dumb fun fact. Those figures were done by, I believe, JBL, who were the same people that did really awful Nintendo games back in the day.
Yeah.
Just as a short, I have to focus on this. That around the mouth is suspect as fuck. Just saying. I mean, it's not bad enough that he's wearing like a unitard almost. But that,
It's a mankini.
Weren't all
sorry.
like properties kind of somewhat a little on the homosexual side? Like He-Man, I mean, come on. Come on.
not gonna argue with you. Not gonna argue with you at all.
When he was Prince Adam, he was wearing a lot of pink.
Oh, you mean this guy? This guy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
He likes lilac, pink, lavender.
Lilac and pink, yeah.
Yeah, and his best friend was a waist-high gimp that floated.
That'd be
talk
this
about
guy, right?
what was that guy from She-Ra, the one with the heart on his chest who was
Bo.
who shot Cross.
Bo.
Bo. His name was Bo.
Bo sucked.
He did. On and off screen.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just calling it what it is.
Yeah.
Calls about
Mike's not knocking it. He's not knocking it
No,
because he's tried it.
I would never.
Oh.
So are we supposed to talk about something on this podcast?
We've got some questions, I believe, from Transformers and such.
Yeah, we've actually got a number of questions happening. One from Josh Lawrence asking about the conversation about I believe it's Mila Jovovich being possibly cast as Chitara. You know, I think this is a fantasy casting of, and a few people have brought up the inquiry of what would our fantasy casting of the Thundercats movie would be.
Vin Diesel's Panthro or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big enough geek.
Yeah.
I think he'd go for it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I like that. That could work.
I don't see Mila Jovovich though as Chitara.
No, I don't see her as Chitara.
You know,
No.
just maybe I just doesn't seem like someone that would be a good fit. Like, I'm sorry, I've seen her.
Boobs not big enough for Chitara.
No,
Yes.
I'm saying her
I
acting
am.
is horrible.
I'm saying that.
Like we've seen Ultraviolet.
Well, or any of the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, no, the first one wasn't bad. The rest have been garbage.
I think that's less to do with the acting and more to do with the incredibly poorly written screenplay that it's based upon.
They're getting that
come on.
money. They're getting that money.
Yeah, but come on, Mila Jovovich's acting in those movies is highly suspect. It's a scenario of just you basically want to look at her and just smack her upside the head and say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
But she is capable of acting based on some of
Not
the Fifth
much.
Element.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out here, Lionel. I would say Nathan Fillion.
Oh,
Yeah.
now you've just made me want that. That needs to happen.
Actually, personally, the person I would think for Lionel, Bradley Cooper.
Okay, all right.
You know,
You need two.
The guy.
You need one that's young Lino for when he's a cub, when the beginning of the pilot, and then he grows, and you need the other actor for when he's older.
Well, we need the thing is he's only physically older. He's not mentally older. So we need
But
someone.
that's like most of us.
A fair point.
I mean, isn't that the whole story where like, he ages physically but not really mentally?
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
He's like a 14-year-old trapped in a
really
30-year-old.
want-
Yep, that's me actually. I am a 14-year-old trapped in a 30-year-old body. I'm Lionel.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's
you could be
a-
Lionel.
There was a 90s ska band called Reliant K. They're like a Christian ska band, but they did a song about the Thundercats. And if you ever want to listen to it, it's not an awful song. It's actually a pretty good
How
song.
have I never heard of that?
Oh man, I'll link it. I'll find it on YouTube and link it in the group. But it's pretty good. It's catchy. It's catchy. Like you can tell they were fans of the Thundercats.
So quick around the table question for everyone, and then we'll get back onto this actor thing. So I'd like to know, personal note, who is your favorite Thundercat and who's your favorite villain? So I'm going to start off with Steve. Go.
Panthro's my favorite, hands down. And I maybe cliche, but I like Mumra. I think he's a pretty awesome character.
That's good answers. That's good answers. Okay, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say Mumra for the bad guy. The good guy, I'm going to say Jarga, and Panthro is probably second because I love how he interacts with the Thunder Tank and all the technical stuff. So I like that. Cool. Pex.
Mumra, because Mumra. Mumra. And,
wait, old or powered up?
Oh, I'm going with old crippled Mumra because he amused me far more.
I feel like if everyone's saying Mumra, we have to now specify whether or not you prefer the old crippled or the young
old crippled Mumra because he amused
the Emperor Palpatine Mumra.
Yeah. Yeah, and Chitara for the tits.
Well, have you ever figured out
around in fucking unitards and stuff, and it was just and mankinis, and it just
Well, did you ever notice in the opening sequence of it, when she's running around and whatnot, she's actually nude?
It looks it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, it is. She's actually nude, and then the unitard comes in later. So I was wondering if that was just kind of like a big FU to the FCC or whatever back in the day when they were really
faster clothes can't keep up.
Can a cheetah ever really be nude? She's covered in fur. You don't see the nipples. You're good.
So what was your answer? Sorry, Pex. You went with Mumra as the old mummy. What was your favorite?
Crippled old Mumra and Chitara.
Chitara.
I did actually like her as a character as well back in the day. So
as well as opposed to
as well as the boobs.
The boobs, of course. Okay. Right, all in a blur.
Staff.
Chitara, the good girl, because I wanted to be Chitara.
Fail.
I still kind of do. Yeah. Thanks. Yes.
You should really
I still live in hope.
That's gonna get your
One
ass
day I
kicked.
could. Yeah, he is.
Either that or
now in trouble.
Well, either that or she'll start picking clean your Transformer collection. You said this, so you pay this penalty.
I'll wait till we're off air. I'll save him the embarrassment. Yeah, I still live in hope I can be Chitara one day.
You can't about your villain.
Thanks, man.
You have the boobs for it.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I got going for me. I might just paint myself yellow one day and yeah.
Spots are important.
Yeah, absolutely.
You like the speed.
I really do, though.
I think it's safe to say we all lack the speed.
I have the legs, just not the speed.
Is there some connection? Because you like obviously Blur for Transformers and you like Chitara from Thundercats. They're both fast. Is that like some kind of connection?
That's a good point.
I like speed.
It bodes well for Chris that speed impresses you.
Again, below the belt pecs.
Absolutely brilliant, though.
I am not stealing a line from Friends. I'm sorry, I'm just not.
You've already proved that message.
In terms of my villain, obviously everybody likes Mumra. He's awesome.
Mumra.
And evil. He's Mumra. But I like Slive. like Sly. I thought he was funny.
He was good how he talks, wasn't he? He's like his
Yeah,
voice was quite interesting.
he was.
Kind of reminded me of the Narf, you know, just that visual. You know?
That's an interesting point. That both He-Man and Lino had waist-high sidekicks.
It's important to be an 80s cartoon star to have a waist-high sidekick.
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah.
They're the fluffer of sidekicks.
What are you doing Saturday night? Oh, you're coming to my room.
Purr, purr.
Snarf.
Mike, what?
Oh man, who was
Mike
more
Cave,
annoying,
what's
Orko
your
or Snarf? Let's that's a quick question.
Snarf.
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 Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I've gone with Orko.
It's Snarf. All right, my I think Bill and I would go with Jackalman because like no one ever goes to Jackalman. I feel sorry for Jackalman. That's his name. He doesn't have a proper name. His name is what he is and man.
So was Vulture Man.
That's true, actually. But jackals are cooler than vultures. I think scientifically anyway. My favorite
As mutants go.
You know, I want to say Tiger because again, like no one ever goes for Tiger. He's just the guy who's not Lion-O and isn't Panthro. Like Panthro is cool, Lion-O is cool, and then there's Tiger who has a whip. He's a whip.
He's like Bo.
Yes, he's the Bo of the Thundercats. I would say Panthro though. Panthro he's the cool big black enforcer guy. Like he's got nunchucks. What are you gonna do against nunchucks? Nothing. He's got nunchucks.
Wait for him to hit himself in the bollocks usually, but
He also builds all the cool stuff. Like he's the reason they have the cool like tank thing that they have. Like he's the cool guy. He's the Vin Diesel of the group.
I'm actually going to open this box while we're on the podcast so we can see the Panthro.
Please do.
fair enough.
I'll be right back though.
Cool. Right. So back to Steve then. So this question that was asked about the actors, did we cover that or is there still people to respond?
No, I think it's more or less it. Like, I think it was more the main characters they were wanting to know about. Like, who would you see as being cast as Mumra?
That's what I was trying to think. Who would you pick then?
You know, like I would think the actor that played Palpatine would be perfect for elderly. Yeah, you know, the characters are
Decrepit.
they're more or less carbon copies. You know, the elderly ones. So I think that would work. But the Mumra, muscle-bound, you know, badass, I'm kicking your ass kind of guy, that's a tough one.
You're probably going to end up going to the professional wrestling world just to find someone that big, or the Mountain from Game.
The Mountain.
Yeah, he'd be pretty wicked. Well, it depends which one. There's been 3.
Oh yeah, well, the World's Strongest Man one that I can never remember the name of.
The one who does the Heavy Bubbles adverts.
I honestly, I think any one of them would be good, but.
Oh no! I just had a better idea for Mumra. What's his name? Tiny. From
Tiny
Friday.
Lister?
Guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews, yeah.
Terry Crews
has got the physique for it, hasn't he? He's got that perfect. Every muscle is there, drawn on somewhere.
Man, I love Terry Crews. He doesn't
He's
know.
already bald, so that kind of saves time.
Or he can do Panthers.
He could do Panthro, but Panthro's more squat.
You're right.
Cruz is quite tall, so.
Good call.
I mean, back in the day, if you wanted someone to play Panthro back in the day, and you were looking at like people who had just had that shape, I would have gone with someone like Benoit, because he's short and wide and has no neck. paint him grey and stick some ears on him, and there, send him out into the world.
Yeah. Dynamite Kid or Chris Benoit would have been good fits for that. But I think Vin Diesel would be a good one.
He'd work. It's just his height would be a thing.
Well, that's the thing. He's not tall, and everyone thinks he is. Like some of the behind-the-scenes stuff for the Fast and the Furious against him and The Rock shows him on a fucking soapbox. You know, like he's not a tall. He's
like
guy.
Tom Cruise. He gets shot in a way that makes him look tall.
Yeah,
rather than
much.
Actually being tall. Yeah. I can see that. Then.
He's about 6 foot. Whereas The Rock is 6'4". You know, like, so obviously the height difference, but I don't think the height thing would be an issue at all.
No.
And and again, my pick for Lionel would be Bradley Cooper because I think he's got the acting chops, he's got the physique, the tall, slender build for it. But he buffed up for American Sniper, and was fantastic in that. So overall, I think that would be my pick for Lionel.
Yeah, I have a question real quick for the Brits in the group. In the UK, is that movie called The Colonial Sniper?
No.
No.
It's still called American Sniper.
I'm just curious. I don't know.
Yeah. Over here, it was called that movie that came out. Because that's pretty much the reaction over here. It was like, oh yeah, that movie. Right. Nobody gave a fuck over here. I know it was a huge thing on the news when I was watching YouTube and American news shows. And over here, it was just like,
There's a huge cultural gap, isn't there, between the US and the British audiences because we're not all that patriotic.
Yeah, when it comes to the sniper.
No, I mean the other way.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean the other way around.
We don't care about.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What you're trying to say.
Yeah, in a polite way. I mean, what it is, it's to do with military stuff. We're not really big into war stuff here, where in America they are. So I guess any war films will always be way bigger in North America than they are in Europe.
Unless it's about us and doing
history
sort of. To the Krauts.
Yeah.
Then we're into it. But,
or Star Wars.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Laser swords.
We love our fiction.
Laser swords are universally popular, I think.
Well, a friend of mine and I were arguing one day, and he was trying to say American cinema is so much better than British cinema. And I'm like, you are an idiot. And he goes, justify that. And I'm like, they created acting. Literally theater and the theater and what it all came basically from that region. You guys have been doing it a lot longer and a lot better.
You know what though? I mean, I feel like I was just watching a thing for the new Netflix Defenders show, and most of the people were British in that. Like they're hiding their British accent to sound American.
Yeah,
but they're British people. Charlie Cox, the guy that does the Iron Fist. I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah,
he was Lord, the Knight of Flowers in Game of Thrones. Anyway, like they're British guys, and I was just thinking last night, like, dude, they do a good job of not sounding British, but it's weird that they have to not sound British.
Yeah.
The biggest example I found of that to date is Hugh Laurie.
Oh, definitely. I had no idea he was British. Watching House the first time.
Neither did the director. That's the thing. He auditioned using his American accent, and he obviously on set always used the American accent. And so it was only at the end of season 1 wrap party that he was just talking in his regular voice. And the guy comes over and goes, "Wow, you do a really good British accent." And he went, "That's because I'm British." He had no fucking clue.
Wow.
Like I loved watching him on Blackadder.
Yeah.
So I was familiar with him before that, and when I saw Hugh Laurie in House, I'm just like, what? And I'm going to YouTube, flipping back, going, that wow,
Did you watch Doctor Strange?
I haven't
Yes.
got around to it yet. I need to.
So, Benedict Cumberbatch, I feel like he was doing a Hugh Laurie House impression for his American accent, because he just
Really?
get that gravelly voice, like I'm a doctor.
In fairness, that's pretty much Benedict Cumberbatch's range is slightly high gravelly voice, low gravelly voice, and it's just there. The gravelly voice.
American gravelly voice or British gravelly voice?
Yeah.
So here's the question: who do you think from a British cast would be good for Thundercats? There's a tricky one.
That would be depending on how you.
I would choose Benedict Cumberbatch as Mumra. I'm assuming most of it was going to be CG. I'm just assuming most of it was going to be CG.
Yeah, for the voice alone, he could pull that. He could pull that off, especially for old crippled Mumra.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now,
And CG.
who's mediocre and boring enough to be Tigra? Stephen Merchant?
Stephen Merchant could be Tigra. He's
Now
Although
for me, I just thought I would pick the comedy actor for Tigro just to give him something, and
Sure.
I'd go with someone like Ezzy Izzard because I'm sorry, but you put him in a film, and Ezzy Izzard just kind of is that other guy.
For two characters for British, I would actually draw on The Force Awakens, Daisy Ridley then for Chitara, and the guy who played Finn for Pantro.
John Boyega.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's interesting.
Which Attack the Block was one of my favorite movies that he, I don't know if he debuted in that, but I know that was like my first entrance to John Boyega was Attack the Block, and that's a fantastic movie.
I saw a comment actually about that, and somebody posted that they actually preferred his performance in Attack the Block than they did for him as Finn.
Well, what's weird is, in The Force Awakens, they didn't let him keep his English accent, but they let Daisy Ridley keep hers. Like,
Yeah.
what's up with that?
Well, if you're looking at that, I think that's kind of the tease as to her background and who her parents might be. And
Kenobi?
I'm leaning towards the Kenobi theory personally. Come on, to think a guy of his age and being a hermit, and having some, the Jedi are gone. He's not beholden to those serious structures. So why not
a stand person?
Why not go get a little something?
It gets lonely in the Jetland wastes.
It's a dusty existence. Sometimes it chafes.
He hates sand too.
I'm really hoping they do go with the Kenobi theory, because that can set up an entire series of movies with Ewan McGregor, potentially a trilogy in between, Revenge and A New Hope.
Jeff Solo just said Ewan McGregor for Tigra. Now, actually, that works.
You know what? I would take Ewan McGregor for Tigra. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is a good shout.
He also said Robert Carlyle for Lionel. I'm not feeling that one as much.
Robert Carlyle. Oh, interesting.
Robert Carlyle could be Slythe.
Or Jaga.
Or Jaga.
Now, I have a question for you guys. Assuming that, obviously, this film was made in the current trope of making old cartoon franchises into modern films, who are you killing?
Michael Bay. Wait.
Because they always take a beloved character from the original series and murk him in the first film.
I'd want to see Snarf by it. And I'm thinking someone like a Vulture Man played by Idris Elba.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I'm changing my name for old Mumra to be Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, Idris Elba could be like muscly Mumra.
Speaking of an English guy who does a sexy American accent, that's Idris Elba right there.
Yeah. Yeah, Idris Elba. Every time I've seen him on screen, he steals every scene he's in. The man is simply fantastic, and I don't believe there's a lot of actors that could actually hold this jock strap, let alone be competitive with him on screen. You know, one of my favorite movies of his that didn't get a lot of real big play in the theaters was The Losers, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and you know, Captain America there.
I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan as well. He's American though, isn't he? Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Although he did a really good
from Guardians.
Guardians.
Yeah, the girl from Guardians was in Loser as well.
Yeah, Zoe
Saldana.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, that's oh god. Talk about Guardians of the Galaxy now. My god, has everyone seen the trailer
for the new one? Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus, that looks hilarious and just pure awesome. You know, with
maybe Chris Pratt for a Tiger then.
Chris Pratt as Lion-O, actually. You know, I think about it.
Yeah, I could see that actually. And he's got the chops for it.
Mm.
He's got
and he'd bring the.
He has got the everything.
He'd bring the that Lion-O needs.
Actually, here's a Zach Matzke. I don't know if he was the guy that was supposed to be joining us today.
Yeah,
Zach. That's
Zach. Yeah, he's asked a question here. Tigra or Bengali, which one goes to bed with you? And you can't say both. Neither is particularly polyamorous.
What was that question again? I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, Tigra or Bengali, which one goes to bed with you? And you can't say both. Neither is particularly polyamorous.
Does Tiger have a tail? Does Tiger have a tail?
I
don't think he does, actually.
I don't know. No, probably. I don't think so.
Oh, I'll go the other way then. I'll go the other way.
Bengali.
No tail, no dice.
That's what does it for you then, huh?
The word is out.
You like the hammer over the whip, huh? I think Tiger would be more fun in bed because you got that whip going on. It's like whoosh. You got a word, all that fun stuff.
Here's Panthro. So I haven't actually took it out of this box yet, but I've got him out of the other packaging.
Oh, that's sexy.
See a lot of reflection there.
From what we can see, that is nice.
Oh,
yeah, angle like that.
You know, you got to pull him out of that now.
Look at those pecs.
Yeah, I'll get him out while you guys carry on. But have we got another question, Steve?
Yeah, actually, Mad Rush is asking what character.
Nerd. Yeah, you're a nerd.
You're a nerd.
Yeah. What character should Super 7 do first? Here is my vote. Number 1 would be Tigra. 2, Chitara. 3, Mumra Ever-Living version. 4 is Groon. And 5 is Captain Snyder.
See, my answer would be I feel like Super 7 should redo the Ultimate version like they did with He-Man because I never got a chance to buy the Lion-O and I want a Lion-O. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I want Lion-O.
Yeah, I don't care about that because I got Lion-O, so
yeah, fuck you.
I want more Mumra. I want Mumra.
Oh, definitely Mumra. Yeah.
I know what All in a Blur is going to say.
Yeah, it's obvious. I want Chitara. I'm waiting for that one. And Mumra Ever Living would be awesome. So there's not many of those about. Whenever they do Mumra, he's always the cripply weak one.
Yeah, and Mad Rush, this is kind of a two-part question that he did. He's also asking what we think about the Loyal Subjects action vinyls, and they will also release Thundercats later this year, ? Does anyone know about that by chance?
I have a few Loyal Subjects figures. I've got their Transformers, Ninja Turtles, and a couple of G.I. Joes. They're pretty cool, actually. I'm pretty impressed with how much they come with versus what you pay for them.
Because you got a couple in your subscription boxes, haven't you?
I have, but I also like Zach is really into loyal subjects. He basically, if loyal subjects was a dude in a subway, Zach would be sucking their cock. So I hear a lot about loyal subjects because of Zach, but I have a couple of their figures and they do some really good stuff.
I don't have any of those.
Well, does anyone have any of those the figures from the Loyal Subjects line? I'm not overtly familiar with it myself.
This actually is the loyal subjects.
Oh, okay.
Michelangelo.
He looks a little bit upset.
You know what?
He looks like he's doing the poo.
But he also has a pizza, so
Can't be that bad.
right.
Maybe he's eternally eating and then pooping.
And then there's a loyal subjects, Casey Jones here.
Nice.
That's cool.
So since we've gotten into Ninja Turtles a little bit here,
I like that one.
what do you think about the Platinum Dunes versions of the Ninja Turtles movies from Michael Bay's production company?
I haven't seen that. So,
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen them. I saw one and I shut it off halfway through on Netflix because it was crap. I'm dreading. I heard that the guy from playing the new Casey Jones. I guess he's Green Arrow or something, and apparently he's just a horrible version of Casey Jones.
Are you talking about the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awful. Don't watch them. Either of them. I mean, I honestly can go into detail and like I could write a thesis about why those movies were bad. This is the Loyal Subjects Optimus Prime.
Oh, wicked!
oh, I think I've got the Shockwave. Is that what that is? That a Loyal Subjects? Was it?
They're blind packs. I actually have one that does a light up feature. I don't think this is the one though. You guys aren't cool enough for me to pull that one down, apparently.
So we just had a question from Jeff Solo in the chat, and he's asking if we've got any of the Mezco Thundercat figures, and if so, what do we think of them? Now, I don't have any myself, but what do you guys have to say about that?
There are Mezco figures?
I've just Googled it, and there's like a Chitara one. Why did I not know about this? They're not articulated though, or there's very little articulation. They're literally like it's almost looks like a statue.
Well, Jeff just said that the eyes of the Chitara are actually glow in the dark.
Oh, really?
They're 14 inches. Damn, those are huge.
Yeah.
More than what
They're
you used to,
actually-
Mike.
I would say they look really good, but I don't own any. But now I kind of want to.
Yeah, same.
Someone get a
Like-
picture they can throw up of that or there? Or?
Yeah, I'll
I don't know
show
how.
you this.
Do you want to
Yeah,
share
well,
your
doing
screen,
that.
Mike?
By the way,
Whoever's doing
while we're there, is that's my Shockwave?
Oh yeah, that's the Loyal Subjects Shockwave.
I got that in like the first loot crate, Transformers loot crate that they did.
Yeah. Zach and I went
Couple
to
of years
BotCon together in San Diego, back when that was like the official Transformers US, like TF Nation or whatever. And he spent all his money. I bought like a bunch of actual toys, and he spent all his money on the Loyal Subjects blind boxes.
Jeff has just made a comment. He reckons Wily Cat should be Zac Efron and Wily Kit should be Cara Delevingne. Is that?
I would say, you know what, Wily Kit could be Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones. She plays Arya Stark.
I thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
I
see
thought
that
that.
working.
But who is the guy again? Zac Efron?
Zac Efron for Wily Cat? I don't know.
But, I'm sorry. Anyone that's going to recommend Zac Efron to be part of like a beloved movie franchise like this should be beaten with a brick stick. Okay.
He's going to be in Baywatch as well.
Zac Efron's like I'm a straight dude, but Zac Efron's a looker. He's a looker.
I don't give a crap about him being a looker. The fact is, I've seen him in stuff he can't act. Okay?
No, I agree.
Like basically, you go brown paper bag, put your head in it, and just suffocate and die. Okay.
You like him then?
No.
Wow, that's
Biggest Zac Efron fan right there.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of giving him a swift kick in the nuts. You know,
Do we have any other questions, Steve?
Oh yeah, actually, one from fellow Albertan here is, and I think he, obviously just wanted to have some fun with this. Anthony Tryon.
Oh,
Beefy.
Yeah, everyone's familiar with him. So first question: chicken or beef?
Beef.
Ooh.
Not even a
Are we
question.
talking to feed Thundercats or to feed me?
Either way, beef.
Okay. Number 2.
Chicken.
It would depend on whether or not it's from the Chinese. Because if you're from the Chinese, I'll take the beef. Otherwise, I'll take the chicken. Somehow, I don't know. My local Chinese is able to cook beef in such a way that their beef champion.
I'm living up to my stereotype. Went for the chicken.
And question number 2, because there's 3 questions here. They're all pretty quick. Number 2 isn't actually a question. It's grab the closest toy you have beside you, then lick it with your tongue, and in brackets, everyone has to do it.
Right. I'm going to keep making noise until you.
Technically, here is the toy to me.
Ow!
Nope.
Is Orion Pax here? So, what have I got to do with it?
You got to
Lick
lick it.
Lick it.
Gotta lick it.
There you go.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
Taste of dust.
Thing's covered in dust. I'm not gonna do it.
This guy, Commissioner Gordon, is brand new today out of the packet, so I know he's clean.
Because all your others are so dirty.
I've been playing with these for months. They are filth.
Oh, we have no doubt you've been playing with things. And the last question is, and I think all of us are going to have to ostracize him for this one. What is Thundercats?
Oh yeah, he's quite a young guy, isn't he?
He's 14.
Beefy.
So Thundercats.
Thundercats is a really terrible cartoon that you got to see when you were probably about 13 to 11. It's a really great cartoon from when we were younger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, still going to have to hit him with the brick stick. But we actually do have a really good question.
So is that the last question, or is there any more?
That was the last joke question from Anthony Tryon. But we have a really good question here, actually, from Brian Bichelle. His question is: I feel as if cartoons of this day will never be as epic as the cartoons of old, such as Thundercats and so on. Which cartoon, if any, from the present day, do you think compares to, or even come close to, the Thundercats cartoon?
I'm going to say none, in the sense that I agree with Brian. I mean, for example, right, how many 30-year-old properties have got these things coming out? Now that adults are buying, right, merchandise like that.
Transformers and Ninja Turtles and
Yeah.
Transformers
era.
These are
all from the same time.
These are all, that's the thing. The 80s was at a time that was, for the most part, really unregulated. And when they lifted the ban on toys being used to do the cartoons and so on and so forth, it really opened the door up to a lot of fun and creative things. And we all have our favorites and, toys that we had, and watching the shows, and really enjoyed that. And that's an element that is really gone today, because I think what's happened is business has become too involved, and things are just too regulated for the most part. And it's just taken the real lifeblood out of a lot of potentially awesome cartoons.
I will say that most, especially, I'm going to preface this with the Western cartoons, tried to follow what I call the Pokemon model, whereby they front load everything. There's thousands of toys, loads of shows, and then it dies a death. Pokemon is the example of the example that breaks that rule. But it's why everybody tries to follow it. They try to front load everything, and then after it stops making quite as much money, they go, can it? And they don't bother with it anymore. Max Steel and Ben 10 and stuff, they had a few seasons, but they aren't going to continue to thrive because the fan base isn't there to keep pushing for it. That said, watching a lot of Japanese and anime and stuff like that, they have a chance to be what Thundercats and Transformers are to us, to this upcoming generation, because they are long-term backing the characters.
Yeah.
And they've always done it, admittedly, over there, they bring out plenty of stuff to support it, but they tend to garner a much deeper interaction with their fans, much like the cartoons of our generation did with us. Whereas nowadays, there aren't that many cartoons being made that aren't rehashes of what we watched anyway. I can only think literally of Ben 10 and Max Steel as being the only two that I can think of that aren't rehashes. Power Rangers rehash, Thunderbirds complete rehash.
Yeah,
I
think
say SpongeBob.
SpongeBob was an interesting blip, but much like South Park, he's dying his death now. South Park did it 10 years beforehand. SpongeBob kind of got in there at the younger generation, but nobody gives a fuck about SpongeBob. Minions have a hope in hell, but only because they keep putting out more and more movies.
Yeah. I think to be fair, it's one of those where they'll always have something new come out and be flavour of the month, but it's whether they'll have the longevity and the fan base that things like you mentioned, Transformers, He-Man, Thundercats, there's not much now that's going to do that. I mean, look at this Mumra figure, okay, that Nat got me. And this is from the line, I think it's the 2000 something line on the show. And it's an awesome figure. But the other figure I showed you, the original one, when you look at it, you can see that the fiction didn't wildly change because it was successful then. And it's basically successful. Yeah, it's not wildly different at all. That's a massive testimony. And you can say the same with things like Transformers, where your Optimus Prime, you get your G1 right through to now. He keeps a lot of the same aesthetic apart from like the Beast one. Yeah, for the most part, he's still a truck. So they've got a winning formula. There isn't that many new things that you feel are going to capture that. So I think that to answer Brian's question, that's what I think.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think you're going to get anything in the Western market. The Eastern market, I could see that with the anime stuff. They have huge followings, and they're getting more and more Western attention. So,
especially things that have really hit big here. Especially the new Neon Genesis Evangelion rebuilds.
Yep.
We're still waiting for number 4. I'm pissed off about that. And Attack on Titan.
That is
fantastic, but it's not coming out fast enough. Damn it!
Well, that's how they keep interest, isn't it? Really, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but the thing is,
they kept more interest.
Well, the Neon Genesis Evangelion, like another friend of mine who is a YouTuber, who does big and small screens and You Should Be Reading and a few other various topics. Him and I were really big fans of the original Neon Genesis when it came out way back in the day, and we both have the original sets. So when the new movies came out, the first one we're like, okay, it's pretty much the same so far. The second one came out, and it went along, and about the last 15 minutes, then it takes a severe right turn, and we're like, what? Like, give us more. So then we have to wait, a year and a half or 2 years to get number 3, and we're still waiting for confirmation of when number 4 is going to be coming out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, too much. But the creator of it just did Shin Godzilla, so hopefully he'll be going back to the Neon Genesis and finishing that up.
Here's the Panther. I managed to get it out of the box. It's still stuck in this thing, but Get a better look at it now, at least.
That looks sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It does look good.
it's pretty nice. I'd say that it's the same size though, actually, as the Lino figure. So it's interesting you mentioned the height difference of the characters. I think they've just made them all the same size for the line.
Yeah, he looks a little shorter. It's hard. You gotta straighten those legs out. His legs are all crooked.
Yeah. I reckon he's more or less the same, but I'll do a proper comparison anyway when I got a better camera for it.
But Lionel's like 40% hair.
Yeah.
Make him wet and he's half his size. Just throw a bucket of water on him. He doesn't look quite so imposing.
He's like fat. He's like scared. He like puts all his hair up and arches his back to make him look cute.
So now I've seen you've just put the link there for is that the model of Chitara? Do you want to share your screen
That's all
and show us
three.
that?
That's all three of them.
Is it? Do you want to just share your screen and show us that?
Be right back here.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, they're old then. Well, older models. 2013.
Just while we're waiting, I'd like to give some shout outs to some of our viewers who's been watching live. So a quick shout out to Josh, Leo Prime 75, really cool guy, member of Transformers and such, and Prime, obviously, fellow admin, Princess Oshawa as well, and to Jeff Solo, who's asked us quite a few questions. So really appreciate that, guys, and all their channels obviously will link in the comments, so please do check them out.
There we go.
Oh, those are the Mezco ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
They
looking.
look nice.
They look really good. I said it didn't look like there's any articulation in them, but
Yeah, that's what Jeff said as well. He mentioned that. He said they don't particularly articulate well, but they just do look real good on their own.
from what I can see, there's probably like a joint at the top of the leg and a joint at the top of the arm, and that's about it.
Panther and Lion are like 90% calf, or like leg muscles.
They are
Like the
very
only
impressive.
big leg days.
They didn't skip leg day.
No, they skipped
may have-
everything else day.
It's that crutch. It really draws Mike in.
I can't help it, man.
One thing about that mankini, it really shows the nips.
That's true. You know, it's kind of weird that Lion-O just shows off his abs really well.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he
just
wears
got that
enough,
great
but
cutaway.
check out his abs.
Yeah,
It's like male model costumes.
it's interesting, really, because Lion-O is the kind of complete opposite of all MMO armor, wherein the male would always be, completely covered, and that what Lion-O wears is basically the female equivalent of heavy armor.
That's true.
It is.
There's some belly. Everything stops right after the crotch, and just enough to cover up the tits so they don't get in trouble with anybody's mum. And send her out to fight a dragon.
Panthro's rocking the spikes, so
Yeah,
he's got a bit of the S&M going on.
Yeah. Well, he's got the nunchucks.
Actually, another quick
cold.
shout out while I'm on. Quick shout out to Scott Wardle, because he mentioned that my Panthro here, the way it's packaged in the clamshell, will actually pinch his ear and sort of deform it. So he gave me, excuse me, the fix to put that right. So thanks, Scott. That's useful.
Someone just went crazy on the hangout. There we go.
There we go.
Went back into Infinity.
We had infinite nap.
Awesome. So do we have any more questions, Steve? Or is
Oh,
that
yeah. We actually got a few here. Daniel Collins, he was asking, what do we think of the new Masters/Thundercats comic by DC?
Straight off the bat, I haven't read any of them, but I've pre-ordered the volume. So I did see a spoiler, but I'm not going to repeat that in case anyone here hasn't read it either.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read it either. So
No, me neither.
What about you, Mike?
I haven't read any of the Masters or Thundercats, but when I think someone asked in the questions like who should do a Thundercats comic, and the answer is whoever's doing Master Universe comics, so they can have that crossover.
yeah, that's all DC.
No, in DC, absolutely.
And for me, I wish I could collect DC still, but with all the reboots and the BS and the restarts,
The new 52.
the new 52, between Marvel and DC constantly pulling that, I just said enough's enough, and I collect IDW Transformers, and that's it. I might consider looking at some of the trades occasionally, but not collecting them religiously.
Yeah, I do the IDW Transformers and I do the Star Wars Marvel comics now that they've sort of restarted those. And that's all the comics I collect.
Yeah.
How do you rate the Star Wars one, Mike?
Most of them are actually pretty good. The Star Wars comic is probably about, I would say, like a 7.5 out of 10. It's got some ups and downs overall, but there have been some really good ones. The Kanan comic was like really good. The Lando Calrissian 5-issue comic they did was super good. He accidentally stole one of the Emperor's ships, and the Emperor didn't like that. Long story short.
Is it better than the Transformers IDW at the moment?
No, I wouldn't. I would say, I mean, for me, the IDW comics, especially right now, they're doing some really cool stuff. The whole thing with I just got up to the whole Decepticon Justice Division Tarn thing they had going on, and that's some riveting comic booking right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt, I think IDW, for storytelling wise, the Transformers books are head and shoulders above the rest. I just don't see any comparison. One of the closest ones I've seen to it brought up was the Star Wars. I did pick up the first trade of the Darth Vader book.
That's good. That's a good story. The Darth Vader. I have them all.
And I got to tell you, I was impressed, and I'm really hoping that they look at doing more Darth Vader centric movies of things going on in the background, because these could translate so well to film.
There's a really good bit when they show Darth Vader finding out who destroyed the Death Star, like in his name, and you just see like the Star Destroyer he's in, like the glass just cracks because of like the anger that he feels, like finding out that's Luke Skywalker, and that like his name, like that's how he finds out it's his son. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so I'm definitely something to really look forward to. But that's one of the few things I really want to actually keep up on, is that Darth Vader series. But
it ended. I think it got to 25 issues and it's done.
Oh no, really?
Yep.
Well, I'll just pick up a couple of the trades then, and
we'll just pick up all like 3 or 4 trades it has, and that's good.
Yeah, because not a lot really interests me. Marvel, for the most part, really disappointed. DC, really disappointed. I've been so despondent with DC, especially, and Chris knows this, because of what they did with Lobo.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've heard some rumors that the old Lobo is now actually still being, kind of being to the forefront, and the Twilight Lobo is kind of kicked to the side or not being acknowledged after the New 52 reboot, or the reboot after New 52. All I know is I just hated that Twilight Lobo so much, and that it just colored my entire view of DC entirely.
Yeah, that's fair. Is there any more questions, Steve?
Yeah. Anthony M. Boychuk. Yeah. Do you think Lightning Cats would have been a more fitting name? They weren't terribly noisy, but they were quick as fuck.
I don't think it rolls off the tongue as well, but that could just because Thundercats is ingrained in my brain. So
yeah.
Lightning Cats. No, doesn't work.
Lightning Cats are on the loose. Lightning Cats are here.
No.
Lightning.
No.
Lightning. No, doesn't work.
No. Just on that alone.
Yeah.
Lightning. No, it wouldn't work.
Just can't fit it in the theme song. Yeah.
No, I mean, you could fit it in the theme song, but you'd shoehorn it in. But it's the Thundercats hoe. It just wouldn't work. Lightning. No.
Especially the hoe part.
Ooh.
Now, there's another question here, actually. Gary Churm. Now, we've covered a couple things already about the live-action movie and casting, Chitara and whatnot. But he has a question here. Was Thundercats just a ripoff of Masters of the Universe, but a bit better? And in brackets goes fuse lit ... runs away.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the answer is. Hang on. Can you do me one as well? Sorry, drink. Yes and no. It was a rip-off of Master of the Universe. I don't think it was done better. They've had far less characters and episodes, but I would also say that because it's slightly newer, there were some advantages I had over Filmation because obviously they were basing it on a more matured process. So I think they got some bits that were slightly better about Thundercats, but there were some things that were like slightly better about Masters of the Universe. I think they were very much of a similar ilk with different pros and cons. I think a really easy one is Skeletor's a very fun villain. He's a lot of fun. Mumra is fun, but he's perhaps not as much fun because he's a one-trick pony, but he's got massive impact on the screen in a short time as Mumra. So you know what I mean? They've both got good things about them. It's hard to say one is better. I personally, you can see from my shirt, I'm a Skeletor guy. But yeah, I also love Thundercats. It's hard to pick, isn't it?
I would say they're of the same formula.
I think if you've pulled more nerds out there, people would say Skeletor over Mumra overall.
Yeah, I have a feeling you'd be right there.
One of the big things I gotta really say is that Chris really highlight what Chris said was the cast. Thundercats had nowhere near the characters. Masters of the Universe really kind of fleshed it out. They had multiple villains, a wide berth to choose from, and just it worked really well. I think the stories, while perfect for children to follow, were still a lot of fun, interesting, and that laid the groundwork for a really great mythos. But Thundercats, I found, really didn't have much as a meaty backstory. And
sorry, go on.
No, by all means, please.
I was just going to say, I completely agree with you in everything you've just said. The only thing I would add to it is that whereas Thundercats did have a much smaller base of characters, basically just like the 5 or 6 was it in total of the main characters, you did know them a lot better than you knew the Masters of the Universe characters, with perhaps the exception of Tiger. Almost everybody else, you spent a lot more time with those individuals, whereas perhaps only 3 or 4 of the Masters of the Universe characters you knew anywhere near the same level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having a lot more bit part characters and bit part bad guys, you kind of did obviously have that greater range, which allowed greater storytelling.
Yeah.
But when it came to the heroes, when it came to the heroes, you didn't really. I didn't care what happened to Ram Man at the end of any given episode. He was just some bloke with a hard head. It's like, there's his story. Happy days.
I think that's true. I think with the He-Man figures, you loved the gimmicks of them.
Yeah.
The aesthetics of them were the main thing. The character development, there was the odd one that did have really good development. And then after that, you could draw parallels. Like, for example, the Man-at-Arms character in Motu is the Panthro character in Thundercats, and he's the Wheeljack character in Transformers.
Yeah, it's true.
The techie.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
They're the tech guys.
There definitely are parallel, and that's why I said they're they're built off the same framework, effectively. It's just that because they didn't expand that Thundercats family, so to speak, beyond, those 4 or 5 main characters, they did spend more time in, dealing with those characters and introducing them. And over the course, each one seemed to have an arc. I mean, I'm reading into a lot of what I watched, 30 years ago. But
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, we're actually rewatching it, funny enough. So we're still on. Are we on the first disc, Nat?
Yes.
So how many
Yes,
discs
yeah.
is there? 4.
More than that. It's way more than that. It's
I
4
don't know.
cases, but there's like 7 discs in each case.
It's just over here. We've got the
5 or
box set.
6.
And the kids have never seen it, so we're actually re-watching it with them, and it's loads of fun, isn't it? It's the nostalgia.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we do have another question here from Josh Lawrence again. Do you think Thundercats should get a rebooted comic series? And if so, what publisher do you think should do it? Besides the DC?
Did you say besides DC?
Yeah.
IDW.
Yeah, I think we're all probably going to say that because DC have done the Thundercats versus Motu, and they have done the Motu versus DC universe, which I have read and reviewed. So I haven't put that up yet, but I will. So yeah, I guess it would be IDW's the next main one, maybe.
Yeah, I think their storytelling technique works for the kind of story that Thundercats is and was, and what I'd hope it would be if they redid it.
I will say not many comics have ever made me feel anything, but 2 times in IDW, the whole rewind saying goodbye to Chrome Dome thing and the pipes letter he sent to his friend before he got squished by Overlord, like those 2 times, I was like, damn, like in a little 3-page spread, you made me go from not caring about a character to being really sad they died, like in like 3 pages. And that can't really be a spoiler because that happened like 6 years ago. So if you haven't done that by now, like that's your fault.
Yeah, I think we've all read that.
Yeah.
Now we're pretty much out of questions for the most part, but in the Transformers and Such forum, Brian Bichelle actually did a post, and Chris has seen this as well, and a few others, I'm assuming. What figure is your worst impulse buy?
Ooh.
And I think we can. It doesn't have to be just Thundercats or whatever. I think this is worst figure of all your purchases. The impulse buy, which is the worst.
Oh.
Masterpiece Hot Rod. I sold my Nintendo 64 and all my Nintendo 64 games, and I actually traded it for this guy, and I feel awful about it because he's not terrible, but I miss my N64 a lot.
Oh my god! See, I just would have waited for the KO of it to come out.
I didn't know.
No.
This is a difficult choice because I have a few to pick from based on my Hasbro purchases.
You're very impulsive, Pex.
I have my moments, yes. I'm going to say it's War for Cybertron Bumblebee.
Is he slightly large? Is he quite big for a Bumblebee?
No. He's the warrior size mini. The same size as like the current wave of Insecticons. But his plastic is practically translucent. I'm looking at him now. He's in a shadowy corner. I can see through him, and he's up there, and I'm down here. And yeah, I don't know. It's cheap plastic. It's terrible ball joints. He falls apart when you try to reposition him or transform him. Yeah, he was a complete fucking waste of money. And I got him on sale as well. That's the worst part. I think I only paid £4 or £5 for him instead of the 10 plus that they were asking originally. And I still feel like I ripped myself off.
What do you reckon?
My worst, I would have to say, is the Masterpiece Acid Storm. I got that. I got it at the Calgary Comic Con, and for me, it was 120 Canadian. and I've regretted it ever since, because as soon as I got it out of the package, I'm like, this is the cheapest, flimsiest see-through plastic I've ever seen. It's just
Yeah.
crap.
Now
Absolute crap.
I'm gonna go with you on that. I mean, the thing is, I can't say that's my answer on the basis that it's my first ever MP figure that I ever owned, that I bought. So it wasn't such an impulse. I bought it because I planned to get it, but I don't think it was the best purchase I've ever made. You know, it wasn't very good, and I actually disappointed me to the point where I thought, well, the MP line isn't very good, based on my knowledge of that. And I kind of went on from there to find that they do get slightly better. Some of them are very good. Most of them are similar.
I gotta disagree in the fact that the MP line started out so fantastically, and with the odd couple figures being standouts, there's been a real decline in quality.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing, because I came into it with that as my first one. So whatever came before that, I never saw it. I never had it in hand, and then from that one, I've got the.
Do you not actually have the MPO1?
Fuck you.
Yeah, the MPO1 looks awesome though.
Fuck you a whole lot.
Yeah, but did you actually ever get them, Chris?
Sorry, say it again.
Did you actually ever get the MPO1?
No, I've never had it in hand.
Oh my god! Well, you know, the thing is, I still want to send you a care package with that one the MP3 Starscream. So what I'll do is I have an extra MPO1, so I'll look at packaging both of them up and sending them to you.
Oh man, that would be awesome. That's fantastic.
You know,
I've never even felt one of those things, but I've been told how solid they are.
Oh, MPO1 is huge. And it's a weighty figure. A lot of die cast and whatnot. It's an awesome figure. Like I've got my Leaning Tower of Primes happening,
Yeah.
but because I've got so many third-party primes that are just so much better, I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'll use my original MPO1 and have them for the Leaning Tower Primes, because I have all the trailers and they all fit kind of going up like that. And what I'm gonna have to take a really good picture of that for you, because I did get the world's smallest trailer for Prime for the mini Prime. I've got to get that set up and whatnot on top of the TH01 or TH02 hybrid style. Oh, I love those primes, fantastic. But no, since MPO1, just seen the quality dropped off really bad. It picked up a bit and then dropped off again, and it's like, and
I think as well the aesthetic, because people have said like the new MPO Inferno is absolutely awesome, right? But then they made it very plain, so you have to get some repro labels, and I kind of want that mold, right? I kind of want to get my hands on that, but I'm waiting for the art fire, just because I'm hoping that although it's kind of white, it's got different colors, and if I put some stickers on it, it might stand out a bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mike Case, you've got Inferno. Is it solid?
I do.
As people say.
You know what? I would say it's probably Hasbro's best masterpiece of the year, with the exception of maybe Ironhide. His only problem is that he's plain. He's very plain looking.
Yeah,
that's his one problem. But other than that, like his transformation, his articulation, everything is solid on him. He feels really good. He's just very red and very plain.
Will you label him up when they do the repros for that?
Oh yeah, I mean I did that with Ironhide, and Ironhide is actually going to be a little bit higher. Spoiler alert! On my top 10 Transformers list of 2016 that I'm doing on Bots and Shots, Ironhide is going to be a little bit higher on the list because of the repro labels. That's why.
Yeah. See, I got the MP Ratchet because I love Ratchet, and I'm just goofed about the paint. You know.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That sucks about that paint.
Yeah, it just killed me. I still keep it. I still like it, but For me, I'm waiting for Fans Toys to do practically exactly the same thing as they usually do, but it hopefully will have learned from that.
I mean, speaking of Fans Toys, like I bought this guy because I was like, oh, there's no way anyone's gonna do it better than this. But the Fans Toys version of Hot Rod looks, like way better. It's,
I don't even like Hot Rod that much, and I'm going to get it.
Well, Fans Toys is kind of the bar. They are the top dog in the third party.
Didn't Fans Toys design? Didn't Hasbro basically buy the Soundwave design from them? That's why they never released their Soundwave.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So that's I know Dave Schotten. I don't know if the guy that does the Transformers metal reviews.
Yeah.
He and I talk quite often on Facebook, and he was talking about how he was going through like an existential crisis that the Fans Toys Hot Rod looks so much better than the Takara Hot Rod, and he doesn't know what to do with his life anymore. That the official masterpiece is going to be outdone by a third-party toy.
Well, I know he may be going through the crisis now, but the problem is that the third-party market has been kicking the crap out of Takara and Hasbro for a while, and they've just been doing much better.
I feel like part of that almost. I've been thinking about that. I think part of it is that the third-party market doesn't have to worry as much about market saturation and pleasing as many people. Like they know they have their core group of people that will buy their bots, and they make those to focus on those people, whereas Takara have to worry about like a more general public, I think.
No, I'm gonna have to disagree on that, because the thing is, Transformers has worldwide recognition. There are fans everywhere, and they do, the crap they're putting out now. The problem is it's getting sales, and people get them, and they're really disappointed. And this is why third parties have become so popular, because Takara and Hasbro's quality has gone down.
Yeah, the plastic quality has gone down on some of them. I don't know about all of them, because I agree that some of them have been good, but some of them haven't. I mean, Star Saber's good, Ultra Magnus is good, Soundwave's good. I've got all three of those. But then I'm not happy with any of the MP cars that I've got. I'm not happy with any of the MP jets I've got. In fact, they're worse. And I don't like the cars, so I'm really saying the jets are worse. I've ordered the Megatron that's coming out. I'm hoping it's good, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
It can't be worse than the last attempt.
Well, it's got to be better than that.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to leave it in gun mode, because that's all I really want it for.
The thing is, I'm going to stick with Apollyon. I'm not even bothering with the Megatron. If it comes out in a KO, because the sad thing that I'm finding is the knockoffs of the Takasa Tony brand is actually better quality than the Takara and Hasbro.
Well, I've been told
really
by a few
disturbing.
people that the plastic is identical that they use, and the molds are identical that they use, and that's the reason for that. But I guess
the joints are apparently much better.
I think it depends. I had to do a fix. I don't really buy a lot of knockoffs. I got one Wheeljack knockoff, and I had to do a fix on his shoulder blaster thing, which is very easy. That was the only thing wrong with him.
I think it's more hit or miss. I have a couple of KOs. I have Smokescreen and I've got Red Alert that are KOs, and both of them have pretty loose joints, and I had to tweak a couple things on Red Alert to get them up to snuff. But I know MP Tracks, the Takasa Tony KO of that, has like rubber tires, whereas the official one doesn't. So there are a couple of give and take things there.
And the sad fact is the Wheeljack. I know exactly what you're talking about, because I had to do that fix on my actual masterpiece figure. I think that was a design flaw in the first place, not just a KO problem.
Fair enough. We're going to have to wind up the cast, although we can carry on afterwards. I think there was one question that Pex had picked up on
that is very true. I do have a question here. We've got a question from Gary Chum. It's actually a two-part question.
Who's that?
Gary Chum.
Cherm.
Sorry, I'm terrible with names.
Hot
and I'm
Rodney
also-
Prime.
Oh, that guy.
It's actually correct myself.
That guy.
It's a three-part question we have here. Question 1: when will I stop thinking that all people with eye patches are actual pirates?
He's asked me that question before. It's weird.
I think the first time that you go up to one of them, and instead of going arg when you try to kick them in the wooden leg, that they kick you. That would be my guess. Let's see. His second part.
Maybe when you lift up the eye patch and there's an eye under there, and it still works.
Or when you lift up the eye patch and it shoots a laser beam.
They actually did that. There's a theory that all pirates wear eye patches, so when they went below deck, they could switch it over and have night vision, like better night vision.
That is actually a historical, not fact, but a historical theory.
Theory, yeah.
So.
There's a few things about old pirates and travel ships and whatnot, like, the acronym of shit, ship high in transit. That was actually a big issue was, having the crap in the manure for being able to do whatever. They couldn't have it in the bottom of the decks because of the water and because it would produce a lot of methane. So it was always labeled shit, and that was ship high in transit.
There we go.
What's the second part, Pex?
Second, is there a difference between peeing in the pool and peeing into the pool? I feel the answer is just simply yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Jail time is possibly the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
depends which state you're in. I think if you're in the US,
is it your pool?
It's not clear on that.
See then.
And then, of course, the one question that is probably prevalent here is: what are you most looking forward to on Netflix this year? Iron Fist, I think, has to be the first one out of my mouth there.
Yeah,
Iron Fist comes out in March, but the Defenders, their sort of Avengers crossover one, comes out in the summer. And I think as much as I'm looking forward to Iron Fist, that one is going to be a little more so.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
My kind of view on this is the Marvel Netflix originals in general. I want them.
Yeah, give me.
Yeah, pretty much. Netflix has been so bad for all of us because we binge watch. It's filling that craving. But as soon as it's done, it's like, now what?
Yeah. No, I think for me, the Defenders, how good I'm going to be excited for that. But I like Iron Fist as a character and always did. So getting the introduction to him feels more important to me, at least for now. And maybe once I've seen his introduction and how they portray him, then the Defenders will become, the better of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like I need that re-up on Iron Fist, And hopefully I get to see it. I get to see the highly amusing cameo of his original ridiculously colored outfit.
Now I gotta ask you, Pex, do you know Iron Fist's alter ego? His real name?
I do not remember it off the top of my head.
Daniel Rand. Yes.
Yeah. I really do hope they do like a Luke Cage thing where they have the original Power Man outfit in that
Heroes for Hire.
Yeah. He had the tiara and like the open shirt. That was easily my favorite episode of Luke Cage.
Yeah. Where they had just that little minute cameo and he just went, "You look ridiculous."
Yes, absolutely.
Because we all thought it for many years.
Sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas.
Which is probably the best catchphrase of any superhero.
Yeah, at least one going around these days, yeah.
No, I have to disagree with you. The best one ever still is Spoon.
The tick? Okay. Did you end up watching the Amazon Tick show?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that pilot episode.
I have.
It's been
I have
gr-
watched.
No, I didn't. I haven't watched it.
It's been greenlit, so there's going to be a series now.
Yeah,
That one
I thought it was
episode got enough
fine.
traction.
I was a little worried about the guy they had playing the Tick because he is just like a guy. He was, I can't remember his name, but he was the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, the guy that was like the head
Peter
of security.
Serafinowicz.
Yes, that was it. That guy.
He's the voice of Darth Maul. Darth Maul.
Huh. Today I learned about
Yeah.
that.
Now Mike's
Yeah.
more excited.
And he's in Shaun of the Dead.
You know, I have to say, Nat, there's not a lot that people can tell me about Star Wars that I don't know. So you should take that as a very serious compliment when I say I didn't know that.
Wait. Yeah, he's the voice of. He's not the body of Darth Maul. He's just
No,
the
no,
voice
I
of
was
Darth
just Ray
Maul.
Park.
No, that's Ray Park.
I've got one that Mike doesn't know about Star Wars.
Oh, give it to me, please. I
Oh,
feel
I
like
will.
I just want it all over
Oh,
my
can I-
face.
But can I just tell you first, and then I'll give it to you?
Yeah, both.
Okay. So, first thing, right? The whole thing out of the 3 films after the 3 original, whatever you want to call them. Those guys, the main enemy in that, the real threat, was Jar Jar Binks. He was actually the leader of the Sith movement.
Yeah. Actually, I read that theory. I think it holds a lot of weight. I'm feeling it could really go somewhere, and I hope they do something with it.
Yeah.
I'd like him
Unfortunately,
to do something with that, to be honest.
Well, I mean, if you watch episode 1, clearly his whole accidents are very skilled. Like, come on, he takes out a bunch of droids without even trying, making it look like an accident. He's got a lot of skill behind that.
Mhm.
Well, more to the point, the very first scene you really see him in, where he does a 20-foot flipping dive into the water, and when he shows up to that underwater city, they're not looking at him as, oh yeah, you're the screw up. There's some real fear there, and in how they deal with them, and I love that theory. And Lucas has, for the most part, confirmed it that this was the original plan, but they went another way because the backlash for Jar Jar, he just was not willing to try to carry through. And I think if he had pushed through and that reveal had come in, the originals would have been cast in such a different light, and it would have made that interpretation just blow everyone's mind.
I think that combined with the fact that they initially wanted Leonardo DiCaprio to be an adult Anakin Skywalker, which is why they cast Jake Lloyd for the sole fact that he looks like a young Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I think that would have fixed the prequels a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
just
I mean,
not having
get
that
rid of
Iranian
this.
bastard.
the shitty robotic acting of Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
I hate sand.
Yeah, instead of him
Cra-
saying he hates sand, he should be freaking pounding sand.
Right, guys, let's wrap it up. Any final comments, Mr. Case?
No. Thanks for watching.
Cool.
Watch my channel stuff. I don't
When
know.
Spots and Shots going to be up?
So recording it tomorrow night. After that, I don't know. I'll try to get it up as soon as possible.
That's
But
what
I
she
don't
told
have
me.
any days off that whole week, so I'll be doing it after I get off of work. So it might be a couple days. So maybe what's today's date?
30.
Friday.
Oh dang! Actually, it might.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it's Friday the 13th today.
Actually, I take it back. I might get it up on. Well, I'll get it up for you anytime you want, Chris.
You know, I'm
I'll try to
ready.
have it. I'll try to have it up by the 20th or so.
Awesome. Cho's just joined us. He's tuned in.
Chocho.
Yay,
yeah,
Joe!
Okay.
What's
So,
it,
Steve,
Buckus?
any comments from yourself before we close?
Final thoughts here. This has always, as usual, been a fantastic time. Definitely looking forward to the next one. And let's try to definitely get more of our forum out there asking questions. Let's go ridiculous. Let's get stupid. Let's have some fun. So, get in there, give us questions, submit them. We will bring them up.
And the next one, just so everybody knows, hopefully is Star Wars. So,
oh
looking
yeah,
forward to that one.
absolutely. We got to do a special one for that thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm breaking up my toaster.
It's happening. All in a blur. What's your closing comments?
What's Mike
What's
doing?
your closing
Mike,
comments?
It looks like he was putting an S on top of his Lego people. Sorry. I got distracted. Bye.
Okay then. Should you there?
Yes, I am here. Yeah.
You are there.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
What's your
Catman.
closing comments?
These three are my closing comment, as in I'm looking forward to the Lego Batman movie.
Lego Batman
Definitely.
movie.
Please
That
tell
looks
me you
amazing.
didn't know. Yeah, I was going to say.
No,
You had
I
to know.
did. It looks amazing.
It looks, yeah. And come on, Catman. That's
Awesome.
not a Wolverine ripoff. That is Catman, a pre-existing character that I had no knowledge about until I found out about it through this film and its meaningful
Oh,
collection.
can I also just ask, what does everybody think is the likelihood of Hugh Jackman retiring from Wolverine? And not doing it more?
30% not.
Actually, there's been comments that he's reconsidering on possibly doing Deadpool Logan team up.
I so need that to happen.
I know, like Ryan Reynolds has hinted at it. Hugh Jackman has apparently hinted, teased a little bit of it. No
He says
official
he's
word, obviously.
hesitating.
Yeah.
He's hesitant.
Well, the thing is that's better than I'm done after this one. So I can accept hesitant for now, but
He's got the really thin legs, hasn't he, Hugh Jackman? So he could also be. Is it Ape Man in Thundercats?
That's true.
He does seem to skip leg day.
He does.
Everything else is like buff, and then really skinny legs.
Chocho's saying that the Batman movie will be better. Sorry, Lego Batman will be better than the Batman versus Superman.
Oh, that's not even
wrong.
a fair comparison.
That isn't even. I don't think there's anybody questioning that is the fact. And if they are, they're probably on some very, very strong medication.
Yeah, they'd have to try really hard not to make that a better movie.
It would be. Yeah, it would be an act of deliberate sabotage to
and-
make it worse.
Yeah, and in the process of trying to sabotage it, they'd probably still do a better job.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
like I'm really hoping DC kind of gets their crap together, and I'm hoping the Justice League movie will be decent because I'd like to see more. But the way they're going, if they can't pick up the quality and get more people going out to this stuff, we may see a premature end to the DC universe in film, at least.
Or reboot, you mean? They don't end it; they just reboot it
Again.
Yeah.
again.
And
Two words for the Justice League movie: Jason Momoa.
Awesome.
Well, so far he's been the best part of it. He had that one
Exactly.
Outkick gif where he drops his sword, his spear, so he picks out Wonder Woman's sword. Like that's probably the best part of the whole movie, and that's probably not even in the movie.
When you said that, Mike, it just reminded me. You said drop. It just reminded you dropping towel on your Toy World review.
I did drop towel.
You did. It's to help with the friction.
It does. It helps with the friction. Okay.
You got some traction there.
Otherwise,
Mike,
it just kind of falls down.
Mike, he's so jealous of the bromance that you and Zach have. He's so jealous.
Listen, if you were closer, you'd be part of it. You'd be in on it. You wouldn't even have to be jealous.
Triangle.
Become a polyamorous bromance.
A triumphant. The triple entente. Oh dear.
I
Right.
have to leave the room when he watches your videos.
Oh, that's like the
Because
best.
not because she wants to, because he
my
forces her out.
Yeah, actually that is true. He actually tells me to leave. I'm like, I can't stay.
I just watch them on my own when she's not there.
I'll put a couple of extra nips in there just for you.
Joe
Just sit
says
there
to
and
come
get.
back.
Give him a twist, give a howl, have some fun.
Right, I'm going to finish off by just saying thank you everyone for watching, and quick shout out to Cho as well, who's joined, and check out his channel. Click on his comment below if you want to check that out. Some awesome stuff. And keep your eye on this channel. I'm going to be reviewing this very selfish, massive haul I've had today over the coming weeks. So if
None
you're
of which is
interested in
mine.
those- none of which is yours.
Yeah.
But I've got some. Yeah, yet. So we had to get new Detolfs just for the haul I had today.
Yeah, who's been assembling all of the furniture from IKEA today, Chris?
I've been at work.
Who's been doing that? Who's been doing that? Me. Wardrobe and
Kudos.
stuff.
As the Latins would say. Right, folks, I'm going to close this down. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.